We had a two-day conference on a very specific topic, but with varied issues that concerns the Muslim world, concerns us as well, because we are part of that world also. There were very good papers presented, alhamdulillah, and the participation was also very good. I am hoping that this conference will help us to understand the issues better, and it will help us to develop our ideas concerning the same issues and problems that is facing the Muslim world. As I mentioned in one of my presentations, in Islamic scientific tradition, knowledge is conceived in a specific way. It is perhaps one of the most significant concepts. Let me give you an example from an Orientalist who studied Islamic civilization, and he reached certain conclusions about it. This is Franz Rosenthal in one of his books called Knowledge Triumphant, an investigation into the concept of knowledge in Islamic civilization. He says that civilizations are based on abstract notions, abstract concepts. Usually, when we think of civilization, we try to look at things that are concrete, that we can see nice buildings, architectures, artworks, scientific achievements, and so on. But actually, there are certain things that cannot be visible to the eye, and they are the ones that actually are manifested in society with these concrete achievements. And in the same way, he says, when we examine Islamic civilization, we see behind all the achievements, scientific, technological, in arts, in sciences, and in many other areas of human venture, that there is one single concept behind all of these, and that is the concept of ilm. Ilm, because he says it is repeated in the Quran. He even counted all of them, 700 and so many times, more than 700 times, with only not all of its derivatives, and not with all other related concepts. When you combine them, the occurrence is a lot more. What is the conclusion that he derives from this? Islamic civilization is based on knowledge. It's a knowledge civilization. And therefore, the solutions for problems and issues should definitely come also from that aspect, from the knowledge aspect. So in a sense, he is saying that Islamic civilization is actually a scientific civilization. The past history is a witness for this. Don't look at the present situation in which Muslims are. Unfortunately, we are not as good as we used to be. We will struggle to achieve the same success, inshallah. This will take time. It is not easy. In the past, the Muslims they did not achieve this so easily. They worked very hard, and that is what is incumbent upon us as a moral duty, but at the same time as a religious duty. So this concept of knowledge is conceived in Islamic civilization in different ways, actually, and our scholars classified it with many different ways. Now, in the Risale-i there is one classification which I would like to call it a qualitative classification, qualitative. And Ustaz Nursi says that knowledge is of two kinds. So when we say two kinds, based on the quality of knowledge, that means one is more significant, and in fact the most significant, and that is the one that is really emphasized quite a lot in the Quran. One is necessary, the other one is sufficient for the rise of civilization. What is that necessary knowledge and what is that sufficient knowledge? The first kind of knowledge is the one that is based on material things, material sciences. So like physics, chemistry, and so on, astronomy, medicine. Now these sciences, they develop cumulatively, they accumulate. Namely, scholars before us, they develop theories, and then we understand them, and sometimes we prove that certain theories are wrong, and therefore we try to replace them and add on them, and this way it develops. So in such sciences, the need, the necessity to study is minimal. What is that? You try to understand it. Once you understand it, that is finished. You don't need to study it anymore, but you need to add on it, increase it. So that is the material sciences. But there is a second type of science, which is called spiritual sciences. These sciences are the necessary ones. The first sciences are sufficient, namely to achieve the civilization. There is something which is, if it is absent, that civilization cannot exist. But sufficient knowledge is the one that perfects the civilization, and that is the scientific achievements. But the spiritual sciences, the spiritual disciplines, the spiritual knowledge is something that everyone has to struggle for it. In sciences, if some groups of scholars they study, this will be sufficient. But the spiritual one is not like that. Every single person in the civilization must struggle for it. That is why it is necessary. It is incumbent upon every person, morally and religiously also. And that is what our scholars in the past call this fardu ayn, right? So, the second kind of knowledge is therefore it is a personal struggle that we should try to achieve. Now, in the first one, it was cumulative, but in the second one, there is no accumulation. Okay, so that means everyone must learn for himself and for herself. That is the significance of this. Now, this spiritual knowledge is like air. You know, our body needs certain things, right? We need air to breathe, but we need water to live. We need nutrition to maintain our body. Now, air we need every second. Every second we have to breathe. Without it, we cannot sustain ourselves. But water, we need certain times only. And the food, again, we need. If we eat once a day, we can still survive. So the second type of science, the material knowledge, is like the food. We need once, and then that is sufficient. But of course, maintaining itself, to sustain itself, that means not once in life. Maybe once every day, that is sufficient. But the spiritual knowledge is like the air, like the oxygen, that you need every single second, because it refers to your soul. Once the soul is gone, the body loses itself. So, Ustaz Nursi says that Risale-i is mainly working for the second type of spiritual knowledge. But this spiritual knowledge is such that it also provides us a framework to look at sciences, to look at the other sciences. How should we perceive material sciences? How should we perceive the world, the universe around us? What is human life? What is the meaning of human life? Why are we here? Why did we come for this world? And what is our purpose in this world? These are the most significant questions that is facing every single human being that we need to understand. So this is the emphasis that is made in these books. That is why we hope that these books will be very helpful and beneficial for every human being and also for the humanity, especially in our century, because our century is a century that is very much dipped into materialism. So inshallah, this conference will be at least a small help on this way that will try to bring us to an understanding of this kind of spiritual knowledge. That is why I would like to thank all the organizers, especially again our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Muhammad Harun Rashid Askeri, and we would like to invite him also to Istanbul to visit our conference, our foundation. Every other year, our foundation also organizing an international conference throughout the world, and there are about more than 300 participants, but 10,000 participants to listen to the conference. So it is very active. So inshallah, you will prepare a paper for that conference also once we announce it. Many of our scholars will come from Bangladesh to be part of this great event. I would like to thank again all the organizers, all those who helped for this conference to be realized, and inshallah this will be a tradition, Bangladeshi tradition, to continue in future to have these scholarly feasts. That is our tradition in Islamic civilization also. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.